Welcome back to Project G5. Today, I'm going to be installing not coilovers, but you know, I'm going to be installing lowering springs, and I will show you how to do so. These are all the tools you're going to need. I have a chisel, a 14mm wrench, a 15mm wrench, an 18mm wrench, a 7/8 socket, 1/2 inch drive, 15mm socket, 1/2 inch drive, and 18mm socket, 1/2 inch drive. Also a 19mm with 1/2 inch drive with an extension about 10 inches, 1/2 inch drive ratchet, a breaker bar, this, I don't know what that is, a 13mm socket, 3/8 drive with a tiny extension. This is for the top hat bolts. 3/8 drive ratchet, a small hammer, a torque wrench, and spring compressors. And obviously a jack stand, an impact, and a 3/4 inch socket. And this. I've already done the passenger side for filming reasons. I'm going to show you the driver's side. So here we frickin' go. I basically lubed up all of the threads on everything I need to take out so that they don't stick. So I just loosened that up with the impact. Now you can use a 19mm wrench to take the nut all the way off. Because if you don't use the wrench, it'll just keep spinning. Like that! Bam! So you might have to jack it up from the lower control arm because this will get caught and it won't come out. So you have to jack it up to even it out. So now we need the hammer and chisel. This top bolt here is the adjustment bolt for the camber, and when we put the bolt back in, we do not want the camber to be messed up. So we have to mark it, and when we put the bolt back, we're going to line up those marks. Now we're going to take off the top camber bolt, and with that we're going to need an impact along with the 18mm socket that I told you. Fantastic! And to get the camber bolt out, hammer. And what I'm doing so I don't lose them is just threading the bolt back on. So there you go. Okay, so keep the impact and the 18mm socket for the bottom bolt as well. Now you need to hammer that bolt out too. Okay, so now that those are out, you need to just pull, basically, and push. And now your strut's free. So now we can go up to the top and remove the 3 top hat bolts, which are 13mm. Right now, you're going to need to get your 3/8 drive socket, ratchet, along with your extension and 13mm socket for the top hat bolts. Come here. Which are right here. And I'm going to need to go this way because lefty loosey. Voila! Let's say we started at 7. 45 minutes. And this came out. I don't know, maybe 30, I don't know. At this point, you're going to need to take the strut to a vise or something to hold it. I recommend not your hands. Boys and girls. You're going to need a spring compressor, 2 of them, 1/2 inch drive ratchet with a 3/4 inch socket, and I believe that's it. For this, you're going to want to tighten it down to where you can basically move it with your hands. And you also want to tighten it evenly so that this side isn't different than this side. You need equal compression. Also, you might want to lube up the threads on this so that you don't ruin it. That's what I read online. Now, I don't know if this is the same for all of this model. How do I say that? I don't know if it's the same for all models of this car, but my strut like spins, so we had to grip it We had to vice grip it so it wouldn't spin when we did the impact. For this, you need a 7/8 socket on an impact. Turning left. It's spinning. When the nut comes loose, you can take the whole top hat off, and it should come along with that. I don't know what that's called. What? Depending on what brand springs you get, you might not have to use this. For mine, we have to use a spring compressor. So you only want to compress it basically as much as you did the last one, so you could just get it in. When you put the new spring in, you want to make sure this thing is lined up with the end of that spring. So the part that goes down is where the spring ends. There's a lot of dirt in here. That's really disgusting. Okay. Spring installed. Now we can install it again. Now we can install it again.
That it snowed yesterday.
This is a car channel, not a weather channel.
Yeah, and then you say, what am I doing? This is not freaking Weather Channel.
I'm trying to say project, but I'm saying Pondac.